So if you saw my video the other day about the oregano and the tomato skins, remember how the bed that the oregano was in was an old dilapidated bed? So I took that apart, and the wood, this was untreated wood. I don't know how good this is going to come up on the camera, but it's pretty well rotted and dried out. But it's been here for probably 4 or 5 years. So these other beds have been here for, this is their 3rd season. So the lower beds were here before that. So I'm thinking they're probably a good 4 years old at least. So this held up okay, and it's really just been over this past, this actually started falling apart last summer a little bit, but I kind of put it back together. When I built my smaller wooden beds on the sides of the big metal beds, I didn't do this one because it had oregano already growing in it, and I didn't want to disturb it. But now that this has been here for 3 years, at least the oregano plant has been here for 3 years, and I've already harvested a lot of it. I kept, there's still some growing here, and then these other parts is what I trimmed out. There's still a batch here that I'm hoping I can save. So I decided though to go ahead, I got all the weeds out of here, and now I'm going to rebuild this bed and then go get some dirt, hopefully tomorrow, if they're available for me to come pick it up. I'm just gonna get 1 scoop of dirt, which is I think about a cubic yard, maybe a little bit more. I don't know if it'll be quite enough to fill this bed. This is a smaller bed than even these other ones. It's not quite as wide. It's not quite 4 feet wide. It's actually 41 3/8 inches wide. I had 2 boards that were already cut at 41 3/8 inches. So rather than cut into some additional boards that I had, I figured I might as well use these and then just make my last couple of cuts that wide. It's a difference, of about a little less than 7 inches from your standard 4-foot wide bed. But this is a bed that I do less with. This area gets a lot more shade, and it's not going to make a huge difference for what I plan in here, those few inches. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the boards to this, and then hopefully get some dirt tomorrow if they're available for me to come pick it up. So let's see what happens with that. What I'm going to add in here is cilantro, maybe some more oregano seeds, maybe some lettuce. I don't know. I'm just going to throw some random stuff in here and see how it does. We're pretty late in the season for planting, but cilantro and lettuce and that sort of thing grows pretty quickly. That maybe by mid-late summer, I should be able to get, harvest some more stuff out of here. So let's get to building. So we got it all put together after a couple of battery issues there. Make sure all of your batteries for your power tools are charged up before you start a project, and that you have a backup battery handy. Also, I'd recommend that if you are doing a lot of drilling to get a drill that has something higher than a 12-volt battery because they don't last very long. I have another drill that is a 20-volt and it lasts forever, but it's I don't know, it's a bigger, heavier drill, so I don't use as much. These are easy, I can swap them out, and actually the batteries charge really fast. So anyway, next step is to get some dirt, and then we can get some planting done. So that'll be tomorrow's job, because I gotta call and see if they're available for me to come up and pick up dirt. I get all of my dirt and mulch from a local family-owned business, and it's just a man and his wife, and so he's normally out making deliveries. So I got to make sure that he's there to dump a scoop of dirt into the back of my pickup truck so I can bring it home and save myself some delivery fees. So let's see what happens tomorrow. All right, so I went and picked up the load of dirt this morning for the new little herb mix bed. And so now I've got to get it unloaded off the truck and hauled down to the bed. I wish I could actually pull the truck down there and just scrape it off into the box, but unfortunately the gate's not quite wide enough for my truck. So time to get hauling some dirt before it gets too hot out or before we get any thunderstorms. So one thing I am going to try to do is transplant what's left of the oregano in this box. You know, it has been growing here for 3 years, and I'm not really sure how it's going to take because it's kind of this big mass. But that's why I planted some backup in the big beds, and I'm probably going to add some more oregano seeds in here to get some more established. So if this doesn't survive, I'll be sad, but it won't be the end of the world. So let's see how this goes. So there we go, got it all out. It actually came out a little bit easier than I thought it was going to, because I still had some of the original soil that I put down in that box on top of the clay ground. Trying to dig into that clay, you need a jackhammer half the time. So most of the roots were still in that upper layer of dirt, so it made it easier to come out. So now I'll add some more dirt on this end, and then we'll put in our secret ingredient. Okay, so now it's time for the secret ingredient. Rabbit poop and rabbit litter. I'm just putting a layer of this litter that's mixed with, it's basically just pine pellets. And then there's some of his hay mixed in, and then a lot of rabbit poop mixed in. This is from our Angora bunny, our English Angora bunny, Buford. So he helps provide us with quite a lot of manure and compostable material. And I have noticed a huge difference in the last couple years since we started using the rabbit poop in the way that plants grow. So if you can get your hands on maybe not put your hands on it, but if you can get a hold of some rabbit poop, highly suggest it, adding it to your garden. The cool thing about it is it's a cold compost, or not a compost, it's a cold manure, so you don't have to compost it first. Horse manure, cow manure, chicken manure, you have to compost those all for probably about 6 months or so before you can put it on your garden, otherwise it can harm your plants. Rabbit poop, you can put it on immediately. So if you have a rabbit, I'm sure you already know that you can use this. If you don't have a rabbit, get a friend who has one who doesn't want the litter and the rabbit poop, because it's great for your garden. So now that this is in here, what I'm going to do is just top it off with the rest of the dirt that I have. I'm getting pretty low on dirt, so I just got 1 cubic yard, and it's going to probably leave me a little bit shorter than I wanted, but that's okay, because once I plant some stuff in here and everything starts sprouting, then I'm going to top it off with a couple inches of mulch, so that'll give me room to add the mulch in there. All right, so got the upgrade of the old herb bed done, all except for the planting. So now I've got to go through all my seeds and figure out what I want to do. I know I do want to put some cilantro in here and some more oregano, but then I don't know, we'll see what's going on. Then once like I said, once these seeds sprout, then I'm going to top this off with mulch, keep the weeds down, help hold the moisture in, and just kind of give it a finished off look. So that was today's project. Didn't take very long to put the boards together. Putting these boards together probably took me all of 30 minutes. They're not sunk in the ground. It's just a quick 8-foot long bed that is 41 3/8 inches wide. So the hardest part was, hauling the dirt and putting it in here. And even that, because these beds are smaller, it didn't take very long. So a little bit of muscle. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Please subscribe to our channel. Click on the little bell so you get all the notifications when we're uploading new content and you don't miss anything. And I hope you're having a great day and a great gardening season. Namaste.